Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So in this video we're going to talk about the multipath changes that happened. So they changed the multipath from 100 meters to 60 meters when the update came out. A lot of people think this is a good change. I don't think this is a very good change. It's not the worst change, but it's pretty bad, and there's a main reason for that is because 16 versus 16. If it was 6 players versus 6 players, maybe 8 players versus 8 players, wouldn't be so bad. But when you have 4, 5, 6, 7 missiles coming for you, just specifically you directly, at any given time, and not having a sure way to defeat them, not good gameplay. And I understand, a lot of you guys like your BVR. You want to fly him, you shoot your missile, you come back, you run for 20 kilometers, chaff, notch, defeat it, come back in, shoot a missile, run away, come back. Same thing over and over again. For me, that never has gotten me more than maybe 1 or 2 kills per game, and I usually end up dying by the end because I come back in and my team is falling apart. And then I come back in and there's 6 guys, and I gotta fight 6 guys, which each of them have 2 or 3 AMRAMs left. What am I gonna do? Another thing that's been caused by the introduction of FOX-3s, or the really good FOX-3s, is that how on earth does a 12-7 without FOX-3s or a 13-0 that's stock, how is he going to compete with people? Especially when multipath thing is down as low as it is. How on earth is he gonna fight back? He may not even have sparrows yet. He might just be working on AIM-9Ls. What is he gonna do? How is he gonna grind out? I know stock grinding has been a very big problem for this game for a long time now, but this is just absurd. Not that it just costs a lot to fully spade your plane or even just get the basic weaponry to fight back, but you're not even gonna be able to get there because you're gonna die without getting a single kill most games. I have fortunately not had to do too much stock grinding so far. I've had a little bit of G saved up, so I've been able to kind of skip through things, which is really good. But for people who can't do that, oh dear, that's not good. So we got a few solutions to this multipath problem, and I've come down to 2 good ones, which could help out quite a bit. So the first one is lower team sizes to 8 versus 8, maybe 6 versus 6, just permanently hard lock at like 8 versus 8 or 10 versus 10, just nowhere, you cannot go above like 10, okay? And then raise multipath to 70 or 80 meters, not all the way to 100, because 100 was a little too high because it was still pretty skillless. You want to have a little bit of skill to maintain along the deck, but this gives people who are stock grinding the ability to still save themselves when they have no way to answer to the AMRAM that's being fired at them, or the Micah, or anything else that's being fired at them. The second thing, which could be also pretty nice, is to lock all FOX-3 capable aircraft in their own kind of matchmaker. This may not help the stock grind for the FOX-3 aircraft, which it wouldn't, unless you would also put those people who don't have the modification for the FOX-3 unlocked. They could also maybe go back into the matchmaker where the FOX-3s don't exist if you don't have it unlocked. But if you have the modification unlocked, maybe put you in the matchmaker. I'm not sure how you could do that. It might be too hard for Gaijin to do, which is completely understandable, which is why this is probably the second option. But have all FOX-3 capable aircraft locked in their own matchmaker, like we had the 9.0 hard lock a few years ago, where it was 9.0 was constant down tier because they couldn't face 10.0s. That was pretty cool, and it was the 9.0s can play against the 8.0s, and that was pretty balanced. So that could be another option. And then for all the people who don't like this or whatever, give them their ESC, or just keep the 16 vs 16 60 meter multipath how it is. Make that its own game mode you can call it Air RB Ultra Realistic or Realistic Simulator, something like that, some nonsense like that. Give them their EC, let them do what they want to do. Give the players who want to have a good time their 6 vs 6, their 8 vs 8, or or their own toggle so they can hard lock themselves, where it's only FOX-3s face FOX-3s in a matchmaker, and then everybody else without FOX-3s, where the modification unlocked, they can play their own little game without the FOX-3s. So of course, none of this actually will matter if we don't, of course, push them to make separate game modes or what the modes we want. But we gotta wait it out a little bit, see how this whole multipath thing kind of settles down. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy it right now, but I'm almost guaranteeing after the honeymoon phase is over, you guys really aren't going to like what you're having to play. It's so repetitive. It's boring to be flying 20 kilometers, 10 kilometers away from the battlefield, dealing with 6, 7 AMRAM shot at you, notching them, defeating them individually, turning back in, either your entire team's dead, or the enemy team is all dead. You get no kills. You do nothing for your match because BVR literally does nothing for your team. You have no team impact. So we gotta push Gaijin. We gotta tell them, hey, this is what we want, and we gotta make sure that we don't put up the argument that, oh, well, we don't want players to have too much choices, or we don't want players to wait a long time in the queue. There's a lot of other games, first-person shooters, that have tons of different modes. Or you could even go to Minecraft. Look at Hypixel on Minecraft. Look how they have Bed Wars. They have solo, two and two. They have 4s. All these kinds of things. But we could just do that, and they have plenty of players. You're not going to. You have a lot of players that play War Thunder, especially air realistic. You will not be splitting them up too hard. I go to queue for a battle. I wait maybe 2 or 3 seconds in the North American server. I'm in a match. I guarantee people will wait 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds to wait for a better match where they have a better opportunity to get something done and have a team impact. Because the worst thing is trying to do the best you can and trying to play as well as you can, only to get shafted just by the sheer number of enemies that are coming at you. It feels like you've done nothing the entire match, and that what you've worked towards this entire way up the top of the tech tree is just worth nothing, because it doesn't matter what you do, you die anyway. Alright, before we go here, for the people who really like the low multipath right now, I really am interested in the comments to hear what you have to say and why this is such a good change. I'd like to hear what your solution would be for the people who have to stock grind with A9Ls and Sparrows, which were already inferior to R27ER. I would really like to hear what you have to say about them and how they're playing the game right now. It's so fair for them. Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking around to the end if you did. Don't go hair on fire and argue with people, okay? Let's be respectful, because if we start yelling at War Thunder, it may not happen, okay? We need to make sure we do this the right way, get what we want, because at the end of the day, all we want is a fun game. That's all we want. So, be respectful to each other in the comments. Make sure you hear out each other's opinions, because you might learn something from it and see something how you didn't see before. Anyway, guys, stay safe, be respectful in the comments, please, and I'll catch you next one. See ya.